Helo, Elin Jones dwi, swyddog datblygu Menter Moch Cymru. Hi, I'm Elin Jones, Menter Moch Cymru Development Officer, and today I'll be giving you a brief introduction into pig keeping. This webinar today is also exclusive for Wales YFC members. Heddiw fydda i cyflwyniad byr I chi ar Gadw Moch, ac mae'r webinar yma yn arbennig ar gyfer aelodau CFfI Cymru. Dyma'r rhaglen heddiw, here's today's programme. Felly, trosolwg byr o'r sector I chi, gan fynd ymlaen I sôn ychydig am gynhyrchiant a marchnata moch. Fyddai'n sôn am gystadleuaeth pesgi moch Menter Moch Cymru a CFfI Cymru. A yna'n gorffen gyda hwb adnoddau. Therefore, a sector overview for you, a little bit about production and marketing of pigs. I'll be talking about Menter Moch Cymru and Wales YFC pig finishing competition, finishing off with the resource hub. Felly, trosolwg o'r sector, a sector overview. Mae cynnydd o 16% wedi bod yn nifer y moch yma yng Nghymru. There has been a 16% increase in the number of pigs here in Wales. This figure is of June 2020. We have 28,400 pigs in Wales, but this doesn't account for the extra 35,000 pigs that are kept on bed and breakfast units. Felly, dydy'r ffigwr yma ddim yn cyfri y moch ychwanegol sydd ganddo ar wely a brecwast yma yng Nghymru. 90% of these pigs are kept for fattening. Mae'r 90% o'r moch yma'n cael ei cadw ar gyfer pesgi, gyda'r 10% arall, with the remaining 10% kept for breeding, cael ei cadw ar gyfer bridio. We only produce around 5% of the pork we consume here in Wales. Felly rydym ni, ond 5% o'r porc ydyn ni'n ei fwyta, rydyn ni'n ei gynhyrchu yma yng Nghymru. A fel welwch chi o'r chart yn y gornol yma, as you can see from the chart here, direct sale seems to be very popular. Although COVID has reconnected consumer with local food, as there's been a dramatic increase in online sales in the last year due to the pandemic. Felly pobl eisiau prynu'n fwy lleol ar ôl drwy'r pandemic, felly mae pobl wedi prynu llawer ar-lein. Wales pig sector differs to elsewhere in the UK. Small average herd size in Wales, 18, whereas around the 70 to 80 mark for England. We've got 1,335 holdings in Wales. So we have a large number of small to medium-sized herds. But interestingly, over 2/3 of pigs are found on around 30 to 40 farms. And also compared to sheep and beef, we have around 9.5 million sheep, over 1 million cattle, but estimate around 50,000 pigs. But we used to be a nation of pig keepers with around over 300,000 back in the 60s. But entry into the EU and foot to mouth had a huge impact on the numbers. Felly, chydig a little bit about protection. And as you can see here, pigs can be kept on various systems. Bell moch cael ei cadw ar amrywiaeth o systemau gwahanol, fel welwch chi fyma, moch ar laswellt, a moch mewn shed. Pigs on pasture and pigs in a shed, as they can live in or outside. But all pigs need a dry bed, protection from extreme temperature, and of course, adequate feed and adequate water. Sonwyd yn hint, pigs can be kept on various management systems. And here, pigs in woodland. Pigs on maybe a parcel of land that is currently being underutilised would easily be converted for keeping pigs. Ensure that it was well fenced and they have a shelter for changing in the weather here in Wales. A homemade ark in the middle image here. So pigs can be kept in or outside, as I mentioned previously. Felly, siediau moch, pig housing. Unlike other animals, farm animals, pigs do like different areas for sleeping, eating and dunning. Mae moch, cymharu a anifeiliaid eraill fferm, yn hoffi meysydd gwahanol ar gyfer cysgu, bwyta a domi. Mae awyru da'n hanfodol mewn shed moch hefyd. Good ventilation is essential in a pig shed. This is to reduce the risk of diseases and important for the optimum conditions for productivity and growth. So yeah, it's very important that is good ventilation throughout the shed. Also, if it's too hot, then the pigs generally go off their food, so won't be consuming what they need for optimum growth. So it needs to be ensured that both in hot and cold weather, that your shed is at the right temperature. Water and feed, there must be good access to both for optimal intake. Avoid crafts at pig level, this is also very important. Mae rhaid osgoi drafftau ar lefel moch, mae hyn yn ofnadwy o bwysig hefyd. And in order to get the most from your pigs and to provide high welfare, the housing must be fit for purpose. As I've previously said, housing comes in many different shapes and sizes and can depend on the production method you wish to use and also the resources you have. For example, land, buildings, the labour availability you have. Therefore, it's important that the system fits your pigs and your system. Dwi stocking densities. Very important that you do study this before keeping pigs so that they are kept and they have the correct right of room for keeping pigs and growing pigs. Stocking rates per shed should ensure the space requirement is met for all stages of growth. Therefore, if you study this table here and head over to our website, you can view our technical article and fact sheet on housing for much more information on this topic. Deunydd gorwedd ar gyfer moch, bedding for pigs. We've included this slide as been a very hot topic recently due to shortages in straw, and not only for pigs. You know, many of the farmers across Wales and the borders have shared their concern with us about the straw. This is the most popular and widely used bedding material for pigs, but you can look at different alternatives. Felly, mae'n bosib I chi edrych ar deunyddiau gorwedd gwahanol hefyd yn hytrach na moch, gan mae hwn ydy'r un sy'n cael ei ddefnyddio fwyaf, ond yn ddiweddar mae llawer o broblemau wedi bod gyda cael gwell I fewn a'i bost o. Therefore, it's important that you have a bedding that's safe for use with pigs with no contamination and that is comfortable for the pigs to lie on, ei fod yn gyffyrddus i'r moch I orwedd arno fo, ond hefyd ei fod ar gael yn eithaf hawdd ac yn fforddiadwy ar gyfer eich system. Therefore, readily available and affordable for the system. As you can see here, suitable bedding materials for pigs, which wheat straw is the most commonly used straw on pig units. But on the right-hand side, alternatives to cereal straw, as you can see, there's a list here and many more if you head over to the technical article and the fact sheet on our website. Therefore, alternative bedding can be shredded paper for It's free and is very absorbent, making an excellent bedding material, especially in the farrowing house. And farms might be able to source this from nearby recycling centres to put under your pigs. Also in the technical article and fact sheet, there are some tips on how to make straw go further in times of shortages. Making the stocks last as long as possible is important. These points include make sure pen drainage is good to prevent bedding getting wet. Therefore, some and others like store bales so they do not get wet, which helps to go further for you. Porthiant I foch, feed for pigs. As some of you may already know, feed costs make up to 70 to 80% of the cost of production. Mae costau porthiant yn cyfrif am 70 I 80% o gos cynhyrchu mochyn. Therefore, the main objective when feeding pigs is to produce them with maximum efficiency and profitability. Also very important that correct formulation and rationing is made up for pigs. Grower feeding will depend on breed and environment. Therefore, make sure that you have this correct from day one. Pigs can utilise alternative feeds too. Moch ddefnyddio porthiant amgen hefyd. And again, we have an alternative feeds fact sheet. Therefore, head over to the resource hub to see some information on this. But it's important that you feed to condition. Pigs will need more in the winter through the cold months. But if you're thinking of feeding alternative feed, it's very important that you do register with DEFRA. If you use these, for example, fodder beet, whey, whole milk, beans, and much more, contact DEFRA to register this information with them. Barley is a good all-round cereal for pig feeding and is suitable for any stages of growth. But consider what you have on farm as waste products, for example, milk perhaps, or can easily access, for example, hops, yogurt. Ask around and see what's available in your area. But I need to emphasize here that it is illegal to feed pigs kitchen waste. So you cannot feed any of this to your pigs. Hynny bwysig I bod chi'n cofio bod I yn anghyfreithlon rhoi unrhyw wast o'r gegin i'ch moch. Biosecurity, a very important topic while keeping pigs and any other animals on the farm. Bioddigelwch yn o bwysig yn gadw moch i'ch bod yn glanhau a diheintio siediau, unrhyw drelars neu ac yn y blaen mwyn cadw y lle yn berffaith lan. A ella gosod bath traed gyda gorchudd tu allan unrhyw siediau neu getia fferm. Set up a covered footbath outside any sheds or field gates. Effective biosecurity, it limits the spread of disease, maintains overall herd health, reduces the cost of diseases, maintains the herd productivity, and ensure when buying pigs in that you know the health status of a pig. This limits the chances of you bringing any diseases onto farm and to other animals or existing pigs that you may have on the farm. Unwaith eto, mae ganddo'n aflonffaith ar bioddigelwch. We have a biosecurity fact sheet. Therefore, take a look at this for other tips and what you can do to help to maintain good, strong biosecurity on your units and farms. Iechyd a lles mochyn, health and welfare of pigs. Mae'n bwysig i bod yn edrych arno'n syndyddiol mwyn gweld unrhyw ymddygiad gwahanol i bod yn bwyta yn iawn ac yn yfed yn iawn. It is important that you do daily checks and see the pigs are eating and expressing normal behaviour. Look out for any signs of illness in pigs, any changes, and Mentor Moch Cymru do have funding towards a herd health plan. Mae gan Mentor Moch Cymru gyllid tuag at gynllun iechyd y genfaint, felly cysylltwch â ni am mwyaf o wybodaeth ar gyfer gweld os ydych chi yn gallu cael yr cyllid yma. Eligible pig farmers can access 80% funding towards an initial herd health plan. Therefore, contact us for more information. Herd health support that has already been taken up from producers in Wales. We've already getting feedback from producers of significant benefits and improvements to their herd's performance and cost reduction. For example, due to implementing the herd health plan, and perhaps the vet has told them to inject if they're having any problems. So people are seeing improvements in performance and in pig health overall. A little bit about breeds, ychydig am fridiau moch. There are 50 different breeds, pig breeds. Therefore, enough choice that you pick the right breed for the system that you will be looking into. 50 o wahanol fridiau foch, felly amryw o ddewis mwyn gwneud siŵr eich bod yn dewis y moch cywir ar gyfer eich system. Wel, welwch chi fyma bridiau traddodiadol, enghraifft British Saddleback a Welsh, y mochyn Cymreig. Dan nhw yma welwch chi y characteristics o'r bryd, neu croesryw hybrid. For example, here I have put large white cross landrace, bred for performance due to good finishing time and feed conversion. The traditional breeds, they all have their own characteristics. Generally, they are more hardy and suited to outdoor system. But each pig, of course, everything has their pros and cons. For example, some are more prone to putting fats down. Some are more docile than others. It just totally depends on the breed. Therefore, head over to BPA website for more information about breeds and the system they suit and so forth. But it totally depends on the system and the market you're wanting to supply the pigs to. That pig must suit the environment and that system and the market, the end market. Mae Mentor Moch Cymru wedi creu cyfres o fideo hyfforddi byr ar gyfer ffermwyr moch yng Nghymru. Mentor Moch Cymru have a series of bite-sized training videos for pig keepers in Wales. Head over to our resource hub and the videos are under webinars and videos. But future monthly videos focus on identification, biosecurity, health, indoor and outdoor rearing, and many more topics too. More of these videos will be launched over the coming months. All are not available at one time. Therefore, keep an eye out on the resource hub and our social media platforms. Llawer o topics gwahanol ar y ffordd hefyd o fideo i fwydo ac i drin moch. Felly cadwch lygad allan ar ein pob adnoddau neu ar ein cyfryngau cymdeithasol gan bod rhain yn cael ei lawnsio dros yr misoedd i ddod rwan. Felly dydyn nhw i gyd ddim ar gael ar hyn o bryd. Pan ydych chi'n edrych ar farchnad, mae llawer o opsiynau gwahanol ganddoch. When looking at markets, you do have many different options available for you. But I must emphasize, before buying pigs, you must know your market. Felly mae'n holl bwysig eich bod yn gwybod y farchnad mae'r moch yn mynd i cyn prynu unrhyw fochyn i mewn. Mwyn gwneud yn siŵr bod chi'n gwybod yn iawn lle mae'n mynd felly. As you can see here, you can sell them at the livestock market, retail, local butchers, direct to consumer perhaps through box schemes, or to your local shop. And yeah, you must, of course, book in the pigs with the abattoir. Book early as to ensure that they can slaughter in time for when you need to sell. Ychydig am carcass, a little bit about carcass. As you can see here, classification of pig and the live weight. Average killing out percentage is 75%, range in the UK from 72 to 80%, and boning out at 65%. And as you can see here, making use of the whole carcass, making some sausages, and yeah, making full use of the carcass, as you can see. Mae Menter Moch efo cymorth brandio pwrpasol ar gael hefyd. Menter Moch does have a bespoke marketing support with 750 grand support available for eligible pig producers in Wales. Cymorth grant o 700 ar gael ar gyfer cynhyrchu moch yng Nghymru. Eligible business can work with an approved design company and create anything from flyers, labels, digital adverts and graphics, whatever your company would like to advertise your business. Felly, gall busnesau cymwys weithio gyda cwmni dylunio cymeradwy, gall hyn ar gyfer cynhyrchu unrhyw beth o labeli I flyers ac yn y blaen. Ac mae'r cymorth yn cyfro printio hefyd. The funding does also cover print and production costs of the materials. Therefore, if you'd like to take up on this opportunity, contact us for more information. Ymlaen rwan I gystadleuaeth dysgu moch, Menter Moch Cymru gyda CFfI Cymru. Menter Moch Cymru and Wales YFC Pig Finishing Competition. Felly bob blwyddyn mae 6 aelod o CFfI yn ennill 5 mochyn, sorry, I 6 aelod. Each year, 6 Wales YFC members win 5 winners each. And alongside this, they do have mentoring. Mae'n cael mentora gan y tîm, gyda'r rhaglen hyfforddi dda iawn with a very excellent training programme. A mae dosbarth moch unigryw yn Ffair hefyd yn cael ei cynnal ar ei cyfer nhw. Exclusive pig class at the Royal Welsh Ecclesfield Show Winter Fair. Therefore, keep an eye out on our social media platforms and websites for the application form that will be out soon. Great initiative and really promising and rewarding for Wales YFC members. It's so many pig people that have to take part in this are still keeping pigs, and some have even gone on to breeding. And there are 2 stages for the competition. Firstly, a written application form, which is marked by a panel of judges. Then shortlist invited to submit on-farm video, and then the winning 6 are selected and start their journey with the mentoring and the training programme. Usually the training involved some on-farm training days, but last year these were online and looks like it might be the same this year. But we get experienced pig keepers take part to share their experience and top tips, as well as other covering topics such as feed and nutrition, marketing, a talk with the food technologies, covering selling pork and the legislation, and a pig producer that is showing for some show preparation too. Felly mae dau stages ar gyfer gystadleuaeth. Un yn ffurflen ysgrifenedig sy'n cael ei farcio gan panel o feirniad, a wedyn mae hynna'n cael ei shortlistio mwyn mynd ymlaen i ddewis y 6 buddigol. Felly dyma rwan ychydig o astudiaethau achos ar rhai sydd wedi cymryd rhan dros yr blynyddoedd diwethaf. Case studies on previous members that have taken part over the last few years. As you can see here, pigs kept outside on the pasture land with the ark. Some of the members at the college learning how to handle pigs and inject them and so forth. And the 5 pigs arrived on a farm here last year. Felly, I ddechrau, Kenneth Jones and Naomi. Kenneth and Naomi Jones, they took part in 2017, and they have not looked back, as they said in their own words. Kenneth and Naomi wedi cymryd rhan yn 2017, a dyn nhw heb edrych yn ôl fel ma'n sy'n dweud yn geiriau eu hunan. Mae wedi elwa o'r diwrnodau hyfforddi a mentora. They have benefited hugely from the training days and mentoring, as you can see here. Naomi and Kenneth handling pigs. Ac nawr maen nhw wedi mynd ymlaen I fridio hychod eu hunan. Now they've gone on to breed their own sows. Ac hefyd wedi datblygu brand eu hunan ar gyfer gwerthu porc trwy gynlluniau blwch. They have developed their own brand and sell pork through box schemes. Fel ydych chi'n gweld yn yma, eu tudalen Facebook, Traed Moch. Mae Kenneth a Naomi hefyd yn defnyddio wast llefrith o ffactri gyfagos. Felly mae hyn yn helpu eu costau cynhyrchu. Kenneth and Naomi utilize dairy waste from a nearby factory processor, which helps reduce feed cost and acts as an added nutrient for the pigs. And they have this from a nearby factory. So very useful for them to feed to their pigs. Dyma Teleri Evans. Mae Teleri ran flwyddyn dwytha, a hi oedd enillydd y gystadleuaeth. Teleri took part in last year and was the winner of the competition. And as you can see here in her own words, I'd encourage anyone to take part in the initiative. Again, Teleri has set up her own business and brand. Wedi sefydlu ei busnes a'i brand ei hun yn llwyddiannus iawn o'r enw Porcyn. A cynlluniau Teleri ar gyfer y dyfodol yw prynu hwch a bridio. Teleri's future plans are to buy a sow and breed from her. Therefore, her Facebook page again, as you can see in the bottom here. Ar y dudalen nesaf, mae Rhiannon Davies a nath Rhiannon gymryd rhan she took part in the scheme also, and a short video of her experience and how she's still keeping pigs now and that she's successfully set up a business too. Rhiannon Davies ar y sleid nesaf yn sôn ychydig am ei phrofiad hi yn rhan o'r cynllun. Felly, a gan ei bod dal yn cadw moch rwan hefyd.
Hi, my name is Rhiannon Davies from Ceredigion, and I was one of the successful candidates in the Mentor Moch Cymru competition last year, where I was selected to show my pigs at the Royal Welsh Winter Fair and then sell them at the auction. Since being on that competition, I'm now on my 6th batch of pigs. We've been rearing them up as baconers and porkers and selling them on as meat boxes. So we've set up a little company called Cig Bansion Quilt to supply the local areas with locally sourced pigs that are born, raised and slaughtered in Ceredigion. I really enjoyed being part of the competition. I gained so much knowledge and understanding of rearing pigs, and obviously I've gone on to keep more pigs. It's a great way of utilising sheds that we don't usually use on the farm.
Fideo gwych yn fanna gan Rhiannon am ei phrofiad hi a I bod yn defnyddio shed sydd ddim yn cael ei ddefnyddio fel arfer ar y fferm. Therefore, utilising a shed that's not usually being used on the farm. Ychydig am ein hwb adnoddau, our resource hub. Therefore, if any of this information that I've talked about today, all the information is on our resource hub on the website. Therefore, head over for any of the publications, videos, and past webinars. All our past webinars are recorded and are uploaded to the resource hub. Mentor Moch Cymru also has a guide for new pickers in Wales. We can send this out or through the post, or there's an electronic copy on the resource hub if you take a look. Mae canllaw I Gadw Moch newydd yng Nghymru gan Mentor Moch Cymru, a mae groeso chi holi ni I yrru copi allan I chi, neu mae copi electronig ar gael ar ein wefan dan safle'n effeithiau a chyhoeddiadau. Felly ewch draw I gael golwg ar hwn. Hefyd, os ydych chi'n licio cyfrestru un cylchlythyr, gyrwch e-bost I ni a mi wnawn ni gyfrestru chi fyny mwyn cael yr holl wybodaeth am Mentor Moch, unrhyw ddigwyddiadau a unrhyw wybodaeth am y sector. Sign up to our newsletter, send us an email, and we'll sign you up to keep up to date on webinars or any event that we may have coming up and latest news from the sector. Felly, diolch fawr iawn I chi am wrando heddiw. Thank you very much for listening today. My email address and Mentor Moch Cymru email address and the website address here. If this has pricked your interest in keeping pigs, or is something that you've been wanting to do for a while, why not apply for this year's Mentor Moch Cymru and Wales YFC pig finishing competition? It's a great initiative, as you have heard from Rhiannon and the other successful candidates, and we'll give you all the support you need, as well as the 5 pigs to start you off. Get in touch with us for more information and keep an eye out for the application form. Felly, os mae sôn am y gystadleuaeth wedi yn diddordeb I chi heddiw, a bod yn rhywbeth ydych chi eisiau gwneud ers dipyn, pan ddim gyrru eich ffurflen I fewn I ni. Felly cadwch lygad allan am y ffurflen yma. Mi fydd ar gael yn fuan iawn. Mae'r cynllun yn wych ar gyfer dechrau off gyda, a ydych chi'n wrth gwrs yn cael 5 mochyn am ddim ganddo, a'r mentora ac yn y blaen. Felly, cysylltwch am fwy o wybodaeth a cadwch lygad allan ar ein cyfryngau cymdeithasol am yr ffurflen. Diolch yn iawn.